Hey Star, welcome to the cosmos. Today I'm building around Alli's home and she is representing the Loch Ness Monster, or Nessie, on my island. And I think the Loch Ness Monster is probably the most recognizable of all the cryptids, and for her home I put her on the edge of the island so she has access to the ocean water. So she is my very first build for more of a foresty feel than a town core feel. And if you don't know what a cryptid is a creature that some people say exists, but science hasn't proven it. Nessie has a long history in pop culture, regardless of whether or not she exists. So I thought it would be fun to have her on my island. I have a couple codes featuring the most popular photo of Nessie, and it was in the little Polaroid photos that I dropped by Alli's chair on the peninsula towards the beginning. This photo was also a big part of how I pulled together her character and decorations around her home, because I made Alli someone who's a fashionista who doesn't want any bad photos taken of her ever. So she's got the accessory stand out by her chair on the peninsula, and she takes good care of her cute outfits with the ironing board and the drying rack. Fortunately for Alli, that very famous and not at all flattering photo of Nessie was proven to be a hoax, but it did take 60 years for someone to say that the 1934 photo was actually of a plastic and wooden head attached to a toy submarine. Yeah. I don't know why that took so long, but that's really interesting. Anyway, the publicity of it all has been pretty good for Scotland, which is where Nessie calls her home. And Britannica, the website, says that in the early 21st century, it was thought that Nessie contributed nearly $80 million annually to Scotland's economy. And I don't know why they're talking about the 21st century like we're not still in the early part of it. I think we're still in the first quarter, so that's early to me. But, you know, that was just an interesting fun fact. A little of chatter about the build. I have her behind where I built a bridge coming off of a little neighborhood retreat area, and she is more out in the woods, like I mentioned earlier. I wanted to keep it a little open because I just like building things that way, honestly. But I left the trees in there that I had pre-planted while I was kind of messing around trying to figure out what I wanted to do before recording. And I really, really love the amount of trees. I'm a huge fan of the trees. Alli has been pretty fun to have on my island, and she got, I think it was Sherry who was doing one of those little things where the villagers are like, oh, I got in a fight and I want to apologize with a gift. Could you please deliver it? And Sherry had given her this black ballerina outfit, and I was like, oh, girl, that doesn't fit my island. But of course I didn't open the gift before I gave it to her. I probably should have just not done the interaction at all, because now Alli keeps walking around my island in a black ballerina outfit, and I'm like, girl, you're the Loch Ness Monster, stop. Anyway, just kind of funny. At least it won't show up in the dream address, because that's not that's not how I want that to look. While I'm here, I also wanted to say thank you for all of the comments that you guys have been leaving. I started this YouTube channel because I wanted to connect more with the Animal Crossing community, and I thought this would be a fun way to do it. So comments are my favorite thing. I love chatting with you guys and hearing your thoughts, and if you guys have YouTube channels or Instagrams of your own, feel free to drop it in the comments. I'd love to drop a follow and get connected. Animal Crossing is really fantastic, even though I showed up to the game really, really late, but I really loved it, and the community has been really great. So looking forward to getting to know more of you guys. I'm also learning bits and pieces as I go about more YouTubing tips and tricks. And I know that commentary throughout the entire video is the fan favorite because me included, we just like to have a video going in the background while we're playing Animal Crossing ourselves. And so it's easier when people are talking all the way through. And I am still getting used to that. I'm working my way up there. It's just a little bit different talking to myself into a recording, but it's been a fun challenge, and I'm getting more and more comfortable with it with every video. So thanks for being willing to share in the journey with me. Anyway, I hope life has been treating you well, and I'm going to leave you here with the rest of the video for this time. I hope you enjoy the music, and I hope something wonderful happens to you today or tomorrow, depending on if it's morning or nighttime for you. And I just wanted to say thank you again for stopping in. I'll catch you in the next video.